Istanbul's skyline is traditionally defined by its giants. For centuries, the city's architectural identity has been anchored by imperial mosques, massive stone monuments perched on the highest hills to dominate the horizon. But when you descend from those peaks to the water's edge, you find a structure that appears to float on the currents of the Bosphorus. This is the Ortaköy Mosque. Unlike the mountains of stone on the hills above, it does not rely on massive scale for its presence. Its gravitational pull comes from its delicate elegance. Today, the mosque is dwarfed by the 15 July Martyrs Bridge. Thousands of tons of modern steel loom directly over it, yet the building remains visually sovereign, seemingly unbothered by the giant towering behind it. To see how 19th century Istanbul navigated the transition between Ottoman traditions and Western aesthetics, look at how this building synthesizes the two. The 1850s marked the height of the Tanzimat era. This was a period where the Ottoman Empire prioritized Western modernization, reshaping its laws, its military, and its architecture. During this transition, Sultan Abdülmecid I commissioned an ambitious sanctuary. He ordered a grand imperial pavilion and prayer hall to replace a humble mosque from the 1720s that had been destroyed during a rebellion. The Sultan turned to Garabet and Nigoyayüz Balyan, a father and son architectural team who were actively redesigning the capital. The Balyans were already the primary architects for the Bosphorus waterfront. They designed the sprawling Dolmabahce Palace just down the shoreline, establishing the elite architectural lineage they brought to this project. For Ortakoy, the Balyans implemented an exterior that broke with the past. They utilized a neo-Baroque and Rococo style, favoring soft curves and ornate detail. Instead of the strict geometric patterns found in classical Ottoman design, the stonework here is active. Intricate carved reliefs rock around the facade, creating a surface that changes as the sun moves across the water. The result is a structure that avoids the feel of an imposing fortress. It functions instead as a responsive canvas designed to interact with the natural light of the strait. That interaction is most evident inside the prayer hall, an intimate, square space that feels surprisingly expansive. The windows are unusually tall, angled to catch the Bosphorus reflections. This refracted light travels upward, illuminating the pink mosaics and frescoes covering the single dome. These perspective paintings create an illusion of depth, making the ceiling appear to recede. High above the floor, the Arabic calligraphy adds a royal touch. Sultan Abdülmecid was a master calligrapher, and he physically penned the inscriptions that adorn these walls. Beneath this artistry is a history of structural survival. The building has endured the devastating 1894 earthquake and severe interior fires in the 1980s. These events necessitated significant modern interventions. By the 1960s, the foundation required reinforcement, and the original brick dome had to be reconstructed using concrete to prevent a total collapse. The interior remains a space where these reinforcements allow the transient effects of light and water to continue their work. Outside the quiet of the prayer hall, the modern Ortaköy Square functions as a bustling, multicultural crossroads. On the pier, the silence of the interior is met by the immediate energy of street food vendors, the local commerce, and the constant movement of crowds. Even in this environment, the mosque remains perfectly still. Its physical presence creates a zone of quiet that persists regardless of the activity around it. 5 times a day, the call to prayer cuts through the noise of the traffic and the square, briefly centering the neighborhood back on the building. The mosque functions as an active part of this environment. On this small pier, 19th century imperial architecture and the commerce of a modern global city share the same few meters of cobblestone. As long as the waters of the strait continue to flow, the Ortakoy Mosque remains a fixed point, a quiet breath of eternity at the edge